Let's talk about a dumb TikTok challenge.
Pretty much all of them are dumb
Okay.
TikTok challenges.
This one is self-harm. And
Intentional?
yes. So what it is that you drop things on your feet.
Oh my gosh, my girlfriend's daughters are doing this.
Oh, really?
Yes. They don't post them. They're just recording them and sending the videos.
Okay. It's bad. I mean, that's bad for your feet.
Well, it's dropping anything on any body part, regardless of what it is not smart. Especially when the challenge is to get heavier and heavier and heavier.
Okay. Well, here, look at this guy. He's a dope.
Let me see this. What did he drop?
I think that was a can.
Good?
That was a can.
You're not even wearing shoes?
No, he's wearing socks.
Why is this a trend?
You're doing it.
6 out of 10.
Okay, here, wait.
6 kilograms of raspberry sauce.
Raspberry sauce.
Okay, 6 kilograms. That's probably a couple of gallons.
What an idiot.
Okay, so then
What an idiot.
And so now he's wondering why his foot hurts.
He's surprised that there's pain.
One doofus racked up almost 4 million views after he dropped on his feet a computer monitor, an air fryer, and a toaster.
Tech. He's stealing your bit. You could have done all this tech.
I know, I could have been doing this. You know, a tub of margarine fell on my foot a couple of weeks ago. It still hurts. I can't believe it's not butter.
It's so dumb.
It was the best. It was the best.
Saw that coming a mile away.
It was so good. It was so good that it hurts. And I know you're going to steal that from me.
No.
You are.
No.
You are. Yes.
Absolutely not. Hold on 1 second. Is there anything in this? No. I'm going to just drop it on my foot. Didn't hurt. All right, go ahead.
That was an official Kim Komando
It
show
didn't
mug.
break. It hit my foot.
You know, if you broke it, you bought it.
Okay, what is it, a nickel? I'm sure you bought a whole truckload from him.
$24.95.
Oh, no. I'm glad it's okay.
Hey, on that happy note, welcome. It's called The Current.
Yes.
That's right. This is The Current podcast. It goes along with The Current newsletter, and that is our daily newsletter, just a 5-minute read every single day to make sure that you're always tech ahead and never left tech behind. 650,000 people every single day get The Current newsletter. And did I mention it's free?
You did.
I did. It's free. You can sign up over at getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com.
And while you're subscribing to the newsletter, subscribe to the YouTube channel. The official podcast of the Current News channel, the official podcast of the Current Newsletter needs to have an official YouTube channel, and we do. So please like, subscribe, and comment. That helps the algorithm. So we keep doing this every single week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My microphone is rubbing against my beard. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you could drop a like, we'd really appreciate it. And a follow.
And today's podcast is kind of visual.
Okay.
So if you are listening to the Current podcast in your favorite audio player, you might want to switch over and go to youtube.com/KimKomando, because we're going to do our best to describe the videos. But some of these videos, it's like you really have to see it.
That's mostly the story behind it is the visual.
Yes. And so youtube.com/KimKomando for you to go ahead and see all these fabulous videos that we're going to be talking about.
What are some of the videos? Do they include robots?
Robots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying robots.
Kim used to always say robots. It's
Robots.
So cute.
Robots.
Robots.
Well, that's because, I'm from New Jersey. We say things a little differently.
Yeah, but you've trained yourself.
I have.
In a matter of just a couple of months.
Because you were making fun of me.
Mm-hmm,
and every time I turned around.
That was good motivation.
And, and people on the YouTube channel, they thought it was adorable. They said,
it is adorable.
All right, so I'll just say it the way I want to say it.
All right, fine.
Screw it, okay? Speaking of robots, they used to be like the Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that one? Rosie from the Jetsons.
Right. A bit contrasting robots there.
Yes.
The Terminator wanted to come back in time and kill us all. Rosie just wanted to do the dusting.
Which,
so a bit different.
I loved Rosie. But imagine if you could have a robot in your house to do your bidding.
Of course, that's the goal.
Everything that you want. So, like, for example, there's 1X's Neo Gamma. Okay, this is their version of a household robot that's going to make the coffee, do the vacuuming, do the laundry, take care of the kids, pour the coffee. And they say they want to make this household companion more like a companion and not necessarily like looking like a Terminator type. Here.
Right.
Here. Now you have to describe exactly what we're looking at.
So it looks more like Wall-E if I had to compare it to anything. And I'm sure that's what they were ripping off. Totally humanoid, 2 legs, 2 arms. Is there 5 fingers on the hand? Yeah, 5 fingers. Adjusting a picture.
Was it level? Now it is.
And doing it based on descriptions from the owner of the photo, not just analyzing and putting it itself.
Yes, vacuuming, washing the windows.
Would you want, if you had this robot at home?
See, now this is wrong.
Yeah, because in the video, you see the person bringing the groceries from the car to the robot to put away. The robot should have went to the car to get the groceries as well.
Exactly. Now, if you notice, like this robot is wearing clothing.
That's sad too. Hold on one second. That last scene was very sad.
What?
The couple was in the kitchen enjoying a glass of wine at the table, and the robot is sitting there creepily on the couch by itself doing nothing.
You know what I thought about this? Is that if you change the music on this video, it could totally be a thriller.
No, that robot is sitting there waiting to kill.
Exactly.
That was creepy. Yes. That was not a good way to sell that robot.
No, I mean, night falls while the family is sleeping. This guy gets up and then goes and kills the family. But it's definitely better at being a human than a human.
But think about it. Right after it murdered you, it would clean up everything. Your house would have no blood stains anywhere.
I would love that.
That would be great.
But let me get back to why it's better than it's definitely better at it being a human.
What? Then compared to what? Then just a human period? Okay.
Look at this guy. Just walks all around, picks up, doesn't complain.
No.
Doesn't about anything.
Well, then it's not human. If it's not going to complain, it's not a human.
I mean, doesn't want sex when you're too tired to have it.
Again, not human.
Okay. It's not really there quite yet.
Are you saying that this is like the perfect husband?
Don't have to pick up his dirty underwear. Doesn't have to leave stuff all laying around.
Isn't spending $10,000 a month on ham radio equipment.
That's why I can talk to somebody in Green Valley, Arizona.
I do when watching that video, and especially that end. Once we get to this point, I want like a room where the robot goes when it's not doing its robot bidding.
And lock the door.
Yeah, just out of sight, out of mind.
That's right. I mean, you know, at a certain point of the day, it goes into a closet.
Yeah.
You lock it so that this way, this thing doesn't come out and kill you.
Again, are you really worried about your robot servant killing you?
It could happen.
I'm sure it could. A lot of things are possible, just not probable.
Well, but you remember, it's based on AI.
Mm-hmm.
And last week, there was a big development, but a lot of people didn't talk about it, was that AI can now configure itself. So what that means is that if you turn it off, it goes, I'm going back on.
No, it's not going to happen like that. We have the plug. We have the switch.
You don't know. You don't know. Okay, look at this next robot.
All right.
Okay, this is the Protoclone. The Protoclone is from a Polish company, standing 6 feet tall. It has 206 human bones, not real bones, just like kind of like pretend bones, 1,000 artificial muscles that are powered by hydraulic fluid.
Yeah, the description of, I mean, it's too muscular. This one looks like it's going to murder you. This is the robot of nightmares.
It has 4 depth cameras, 70 sensors for joint tracking, 320 pressure sensors for force feedback. This is like a human.
No, this is gross.
They say it's going to memorize your home's layout, track kitchen inventory, hold conversation, shake your hands, make your sandwiches, vacuum, and follow you around.
I want my home robot to be a little chubby. I don't want it to be so buff and muscular like that.
This thing is seriously going to run after you with a knife.
Dad bod. All home robots need to have dad bods.
I don't want a dad bod robot. I want something like that.
You don't want that. You don't want the hots for your home robot.
No, but that is frightening.
Yeah, that one's scary. I don't like it. They need to work on the design.
You know, I looked at that the first time. I thought, okay, so here, welcome to our Polish robotics company. You're our new intern. We have a job for you.
Don't get killed.
Okay. And finally, this one coming in from EX Robotics. We've talked about this before. These are human realistic humanoids.
Finally, some ladies up in the house.
That looks like they're from Westworld.
Yeah, they do. They look like sex robots.
$276,000.
What does this one do?
They said there are going to be droids in hospitals, classrooms, and kinky bedrooms.
Oh, so they are sexual. Oh.
No, I added the kinky bedroom.
Well, I mean, the way they're making them look,
Now,
I would get it.
Wait till they come over here. You see, like, somebody has like 6 hands.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh, look at that. Think of the fun times you can have with that.
She doesn't never leave the bedroom.
You know,
one for every day of the week.
The issue with robotics in general is that things can go wrong. And when they do go wrong, things go horribly wrong.
What happened?
For example, look at this next Tesla bot.
I want to see this. It's pregnant.
Okay.
Is that robot pregnant?
This is a mock-up of what a pregnant robot might look like.
Why do we need a pregnant robot?
Not sure.
Robots don't reproduce. Robots do not get it on.
No, they don't.
We just build another robot. They don't need to be pregnant.
I still never forget. I took a call on the show. This is about a year and a half or so ago. And this guy was building robots in his basement. And buying
Was this Buffalo Bill and where these robots have human skins?
Well, he bought face masks on Amazon.
It puts the lotion on or it gets the hose again.
And puts hair wigs on these. And they call the 2 girl robots called him Daddy. And
were they for what I think they were for?
He said no.
Why else would you have it call you Daddy?
And he said his wife was happy with it.
Well, yeah, she didn't have to touch him.
And I was like, do we put this on the air?
Did you?
We tried to edit a lot of it out.
But isn't that all technology? It's like they build the printing press and then the second thing that's made is like a pornographic story.
Same thing with VHS and beta.
Exactly. The minute we figure out a technology, we figure out how to porn it immediately.
Now,
yeah,
that there are people right now that are buying some of these.
Oh, sure. And there are companies that are going, how do we make this and turn it into a sex robot? That's the future.
If somebody ever makes me one, I would like to have, this is kind of a personal thing. I mean, I'm like 32A.
Okay.
I mean, I want to, if somebody's going to make me one,
You want a busty?
Yeah.
Now, this is your personal robot. You want your personal robot to be busty?
No. I'm saying, like, if anybody ever, like...
Because I think you're reading off my part of the script.
No. If anybody ever replicated me.
Oh, you just want to have bigger boobs.
Yes.
I mean, you live in California. You can go get bigger boobs anytime you want.
That's true. I could. I'm just not into that.
No.
Who wants that?
No, they look fine, but when some of the lights are off, it doesn't matter.
Nice.
Handfuls enough.
All right. There is that. So I went hiking over the weekend.
Okay.
Did Camelback.
And?
Boy, I still can't believe that it's in the Phoenix tour guide as like an easy hike.
Oh, no, it's not.
It is not easy.
This is how hard it is. I've never gone back.
Oh, you haven't? Really?
It's too hard.
It's very difficult.
I don't like it.
And when you go up that part of Camelback where it's like hand over hand, and there was a woman at the bottom, because I turned around and because I heard somebody talking, so I turned around and she was probably like in her early 50s, wearing jeans and flip flops, and a sweatshirt,
flip flops,
and overweight. And her kids are like, "Come on, Mom, you can do it." I'm thinking, "Oh, I'm going to be at home. And I'm going to be hearing the helicopters overhead."
Well, here I actually have a story from the Current when it involves hiking and technology doing you dirty. There was a dad and a son. The son was 12 years old, and they decided to do this bonding hike. And the plan was they get dropped off at 10, picked up 4 hours later, and they were going to hike all around the mountains in Utah. They are 2 hours into the hike. It's time to turn around because their wife's going to pick them up at the parking lot. And to get back, they were kind of lost, so they pulled out their phones, and they had a navigation software on there. Very smart. I mean, they were so prepared.
Right.
They told the husband told his wife exactly the route they were going to take, exactly the time they should be back. So they were totally protected. But technology did them dirty. When they turned to go back, the navigation software was off. And instead of sending them around the easy side of the mountain, it sent them the wrong way around the rough terrain side of the mountain.
On the ledges.
Yes.
Of mountains.
That's the thing, is that it was sending them through these rocky areas, which should have been assigned to them at the beginning. I mean, and I'm not trying to fault them. I probably would have done the same thing. Technology is telling me go this way. I'm going to go this way.
Well, yeah, especially if it's, it's getting dark and you want to get it done. And you're thinking, now you're second guessing yourself.
And they were lost at this point, and they needed, this is their way to be unlost, to get out and get to safety. And it took them to a point where they were on a narrow 13-inch ledge on the side of a mountain.
Okay. I want everybody to picture that for just a second. A foot.
Yes.
Okay. And you have a dad in his 30s with a 12-year-old son.
Correct.
Okay. On this foot ledge.
And they keep going. That's the thing when you're reading the story going, why?
Why? Turn around.
Or
turn around.
Stop.
Yes.
But they just kept going. And because they were using the navigation, the GPS on the phone, it quickly drained the battery. So now they have no cell phone to make a phone call and no navigation system to follow because the battery is dead.
They're on the ledge.
Yes. And they are officially lost. Craziest thing happens. They find a backpack. This backpack is full of food, supplies, a blanket, and it's going to get them through the night.
I had a tent too in there.
Yeah, everything.
Which was bizarre.
Well, it was bizarre until we found out the story of why they found this backpack. The next day after they were rescued, they're fine, they're safe, they were rescued. And I believe we have the video of them getting rescued by a helicopter. They brought the helicopter out with the night vision. They saw them sitting on the ledge. You see in the video where they wave to the helicopter like, thank God, we are saved. And they get helicoptered out of there. They put the story on Facebook talking about these two people because this part of Utah, these mountains, they get about 180 calls for rescues, which is one of the most frequently rescued sites in all of America.
Okay, PSA, don't go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever it is, don't go. And they posted on the Facebook as a warning to people, hey, this is what happened to this father and son. Don't let this happen to you. And a mother was sitting there on Facebook reading this, and she saw her son's backpack. Because previously, on January 3rd, her son had went hiking. He had gotten lost, but he was training for much more difficult hikes. So he had overpacked a backpack to take with him. And when he got lost, he called back, and his brother said, stay exactly where you are. I have your GPS coordinates, and I'm going to come get you. And he thought it would be easier for his brother if he ditched the backpack. So he threw it over the side of the mountain and climbed down himself because he didn't think it would be safe to climb down with the backpack. And he was rescued and found. He was there for a couple hours and went home. But the next day, his mom saw the backpack.
Oh, why? That's
on
wild.
Facebook.
Such a wild story.
Reached out.
I didn't know this side of it.
Oh, you didn't know this part of it? Yeah. They reached out to the man and his son. They connected each other, and they gave him his backpack back.
Oh.
Because his backpack was meant to save him, but it ended up saving the dad and the son.
Now, an interesting twist to this whole story is that the father and son, and they went hiking, but the father is a regular hiker.
Correct.
The father normally carries a compass.
Yeah, he normally does all his hikes by tracking footprints, leaving a path of where he's been so he can follow it back, and using a compass.
And this is the one time he trusts a GPS, and he ends up on a foot ledge.
Have you ever been led wrong by GPS?
Yes, of course.
The first time I traveled out of town with my ex-wife, we were driving from Phoenix to San Diego.
That's a reason.
Who she is.
Okay,
yeah.
This could have been the reason why.
And we were young, and I decided to rent a GPS.
And that's right.
Yeah, because you didn't have them on your phones.
Right.
So I rented this unit to have in the car, and we're just following the GPS, and we're driving. Usually it takes from Phoenix, it takes like 4 or 5 hours to get to San Diego. And we're 6.5 hours in, and I'm like, there's something wrong with this GPS. And it tells us to get off the freeway and go into this, go south. And we're driving, and now there's cornfields. And there's no cornfields near San Diego. And we're driving through farms. And I have no idea where we are. And it gets to a point where I'm at a bridge, and it wants me to cross the bridge. But there's no bridge. The bridge has been destroyed. It's gone. I hadn't flipped up the antenna on the GPS. Now, this is older technology, so when you're like, "Oh, antenna, what are you talking about?" There was an antenna. I flip up it. We are 4 hours north of Los Angeles.
Okay. Did you not realize when you were looking at the signs that it said things like Lake Tahoe instead of Yuma?
I was young and in love, and I was just driving. I trusted technology, and it led me 6 hours the wrong way.
And she married you.
Yeah, she did.
That was
Not forever.
well,
For a bit.
that was the first sign. I mean, because I've driven to San Diego. You go south where there's nothing. You don't see anything until you get to Yuma.
A bunch of windmills and a dam on the way. Didn't see any of that because I was north of L.A.
Then from Yuma, you go to San Diego, and there's nothing.
No.
There's no cornfields.
No, just
There's no
driving
fields,
along.
nothing.
Minding my own business.
Well, I do a lot of hiking.
Yeah, you love to hike.
I do. It's nice to get outside. And but one time I saw a cougar.
Did you?
Yeah, it almost made me poo my pants.
You want to try that one again?
Yeah. One time I saw a cougar.
Did you now?
It made me poo my pants.
Take two.
Well, you know what? It's all for fun.
Absolutely.
It's all for fun. But see, that's an example of the stories that we put in the current. So it's not just like, for example, I wrote the story about that was in today's newsletter about how you get faster Wi-Fi and how you can use loyalty cards and how to get Wi-Fi on cruises and then how to make sure you don't sign up for the wrong streaming stuff. And if you're in business, how you have to pay per seat. And that's the type of thing that I pass along. So we have like the top story. And then
Pay per seat.
No, that's how if you're in business, like you pay per seat, like for Google Workspace.
Oh, okay.
Or for Adobe, so it's like per person. And so normally it's like they charge you a certain amount for 1 to 3 people, and then 3 to 10, and then 10 to 15, 10 to 20, and then what a lot of people do is like we share like logins.
You're not supposed to do that.
I don't.
Oh, good.
No,
Why are you
do that.
winking?
No, I had something in my eye.
Oh, okay.
That was my bad eye.
That's your lion eye. That's the one we call that one.
Wasn't there a song like that?
You can't hide those lion eyes.
Speaking of lion,
Yeah.
your boss sees everything.
Yeah, I knew this existed, but I didn't know there was a term connected to it. Bossware.
Bossware.
So you take your boss and you take software and you smush them together.
And you get Bossware.
Bossware is everywhere, especially for people who are working remote. But it's not just there. These companies are implementing it. Now they're going to tell you the reason why they're implementing it is for better production and productivity, and we want to be more efficient. Oh, absolutely.
Your safety and security.
We have to have it on your computer for your safety. And they're tracking everything. They're tracking every time you click, every time you use your trackpad, when you open an application. They're tracking how frequently you use your email and what exactly you're emailing when you do use your email. And it's not going anywhere. Pre-pandemic to 2023, Bossware is up 54%.
It's huge.
And that's 2023. We're in 2025. That number, when they come back with that number in 2025, it's going to be even bigger.
And storage is so cheap.
Yes.
So they can store every single keystroke, everything that you do.
So you're a boss. Let me ask you some questions about Bossware.
Okay.
First of all, do you use it?
Not tracking keystrokes.
Okay.
We do have certain things that we are able to see through Google Workspace.
Right.
People working on documents, editing documents, deleting. We have the ability to go back and see everything that somebody has done in a Google chat. And what's interesting about that is a couple of people have thought over time here that you can write something in a chat and then you delete it.
Well, yeah, then it's gone. No one can ever see it.
What happens is that when you do that on Google Chat and Slack and anything else, is when you open up that person's chat history, it comes up in big red letters, deleted.
Well, yeah, because you're basically saying X marks the spot.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, so you do use it, but do you use it to track people's productivity? Do you do it for behavioral reasons?
I don't track.
You don't track at all, even though you have it on there?
We have it on there. But I normally won't look
Okay.
unless I have a reason to look.
Okay.
I am also not much of a micromanager
Mm-hmm.
and let people do their own thing until they screw up. And then when I see a screw up, that's when I'll say, I wonder what's going on here.
So then you would refer to the information that's there on the Bossware
Yes.
and see what's going on with their
Yes.
productivity. So it's not something you're actively doing. You do it when you react to something.
Yes. And maybe I should look. Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, everybody who works here is pretty trustworthy. It's not like you have a big company. I'm not taking a shot. It's not like you have a big company where it's hundreds and thousands of employees that there's no way you could possibly keep your eye on everybody here. It's a small company. Everybody works together. So maybe it's not necessary for you.
Well, I have been shocked at times when I've had to look.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that always upsets me is not productivity loss. It's, and maybe I take things too personal, but it's where I feel like they're being disrespectful and not appreciative.
Okay.
And of course, there's always productivity loss along the way, but it's just kind of like somebody stabs me because I feel like I try to at least be a great manager, friend, confidant. My door is always open, and then for that to get shot down, I'm like, how did that happen?
So that would be someone having like a huge gap in their workday, like 3-4 hours where they're not doing absolutely nothing.
Then I would probably look.
Right. Okay.
To see what they're doing. But keep in mind, we have a management team. And so normally we have a weekly management team meeting.
Right.
And so a lot of these things get exposed in there. And where I would rely on their immediate manager to do the snooping and the peeking and to bring things to my attention instead of me actually getting in there. I've had to look in there, and it's very time consuming because you see everything like, what are we doing for lunch today? You know,
right. The normal stuff, this normal stuff that's allowed in a workplace. All right, my last question for you is, do you think there's a limit that bosses should be able to, companies could be able to go to, or is it the wild, wild west and they can track you however they want?
Oh, I think they track however you want.
But do you think it's ethical? Do you think there should be a limit to where they have to stop at some point?
Well, you know, you're paying them for a job. You want them to do the job efficiently, and you want them not to be toxic in the work environment. You want them to be happy and productive and all that other great stuff. I think if somebody is in my employ using my services, I'm talking like my internet, my equipment, my gear,
right?
And I'm paying more than a fair wage, or even just a fair wage, that I should be able to see exactly what they're doing,
even if it's every 40 seconds their webcam takes a picture.
That would not be me,
right?
But there are companies that are doing that, and you may not even realize it.
No, they're not going to.
It's not like your webcam's going to turn on. Right. You're like, oh, hi.
Cheese. Say cheese. Time for your minute photo.
Oh my gosh, I did. Let me do my hair first. Because it's a lot. Some of it's actually called snoopware and stalkerware, and I mean it's out there. But most companies, they're going to give you a policy that will say, we are going to be tracking everything that you do, and you do know that that's happening.
Yeah, but that's like terms and conditions. Nobody reads the policy.
Nobody ever does.
No.
Nobody reads the manual.
Absolutely not.
Until they have to.
Just take your pictures, company. No one's going to know.
So is there anything we need to know that you're doing here? That you are you asking like because you're doing something that you don't want me to find, and you are wanting me to... You want to know if I'm actually looking at what you're doing?
That's not why. I just needed to know where you stand, so I now know in the future how much I can get away with.
Well, that's important.
Yeah.
That's important.
Got to do your research.
Hey, I'm giving away an iPhone.
Nice.
Yep, a 16 Pro. $999 value. And it has, I know, you're going to be super excited about it. It has Apple Intelligence built right in.
I know we make fun of it, but I like it. I like the Apple Intelligence.
Do you?
Yes, and I think Siri, the new Siri that's connected with that, way better than any Siri I've ever had before.
Okay, well, let me tell you, the old series sucked. So anything,
All right.
I mean, if it's getting better and you're like, oh, it's so much better, well, that's because it was so bad.
Right.
Okay, and now it's so good.
It's not perfect. It's at least to the level of good now.
I don't use it.
You don't use Siri at all?
No, I do use Siri.
Oh, the intelligence.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll open the ChatGPT app and I'll go back and forth with it instead of with Siri, because I still think Siri has a way to go. So like I was trying to figure out what to make for dinner, and I went to ChatGPT and I said, I have pesto sauce, ground chicken, pasta, zucchini, and everything else in the refrigerator. And I said, what can I make?
Let me guess. Cook your meat, cook the noodles, put them together, mix it with the pesto sauce.
You forgot the zucchini.
How did we survive without AI? How did you even eat? You should have starved.
Look at me. That's why I'm so little. Okay? And now I'm relying on OpenAI's ChatGPT to
I
give
need
me
you
enough
to challenge it. Like, I have Oreo cookies, mustard, 2-day-old meatloaf. That's what we need to do with AI. Challenge it to find a recipe there.
You know what? I'm going to try that.
Just the weirdest ingredients.
And sriracha.
And then you have to eat it. You have to actually make it and try it.
No, I'm not going to eat it.
All right. Then you have to make Barry eat it. You have to make it and make him. That'd be a great video.
What do you think? You're like, what is this, Kim? What is this? Winfromkim.com. Winfromkim.com. That's where you can enter to win the iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence. Works great. Well, it does. It's much better than Siri. Winfromkim.com. We got anything else to talk about?
I think that's all.
You don't want to say how much you love working here?
Nope.
You don't want to say how great it is?
Nope.
You want to say anything positive?
See you guys on Wednesday.
Yeah, maybe.